Okay, so I just got this in. It's the, sorry, let me adjust the camera. The power source I plan to use, well, the DC power source. I just wanted to kind of go over why I got this one. So it's a switching power supply. I'm pretty sure they filter the output. I know that they have surge protection and, no, I'm almost 100% certain they filter the output. Yeah, so it is a switching power supply, as you can see right here. So I apologize also, I have to get used to describing this to a camera. Just adjusting my seat. So I'm just kind of filming this on my phone. So I have the phone, I was going to try to point it out, but there you go again. I have my phone kind of positioned on a makeshift tripod taped to my lamp. Maybe I'll take the phone out at the end of this and show it. I gotta get used to looking at the screen and not at the actual thing I'm working at least when I'm doing stuff like this, like just explaining it, so that I know if the camera can actually see what I'm talking about, not just can I see what I'm talking about. So, and if it's in focus. So, yeah, it is a switching power supply, as we can see written right there. These are the guys. This is not a sponsored video, but I liked what they sent me, honestly. I like the product. Let me just go hold on. Okay, so I can't find it, but it came with a business card that had their website on it, and they basically said if you have any questions or anything, you can contact us. I got this off of Amazon, so I wasn't expecting much. Not to say Amazon's that bad. I mean, well, let's not get into that topic. But I mean, I've liked all the stuff I've gotten from Amazon so far. But specifically these guys, who have basically kind of like an online store on Amazon, also have their own store. And the devices are cheaper on their store, but I suspect that the shipping would cost more. I got this off Prime, so I got free shipping, but the base price was larger. I don't know. You can choose to do what you want, but I'd check them out. I'll say their English isn't the greatest in a lot of cases, like you can kind of see, and there's a few issues, but honestly not huge things. So like one, if you see here, see if it'll focus. Yeah, so this like plastic stuff, and it was all covered in kind of this like sheet plastic that you get on sheet metal or on like Lexan, that keeps it nice and shiny until you want to peel it off. But they bolted it together with a bit of that underneath the bent metal, so it got caught in it. That's not a huge issue, depending on how hot it gets, but there's a built-in cooling fan and a temperature sensor, so it senses when to turn it on. It's not just always on, which is really cool. Also, they have on the side, it can go 110 or 220 based on this little switch. It says 230 in there, but I mean, it means 220. Also, it came with stickers on the side. Those immediately peeled off, but they actually wrote what the sticker said in it, engraved it into the metal. Now it says 110/220 volts is selected by switch before power on. Please check. There's no I, it just says NPUT, but it means input voltage avoiding damage. So yeah, it's not the greatest, but I can understand what they mean. So you know what? No worries, guys. It looks really nice. This display, I'm not powered it up yet. I'm going to do that in just a second. This display is perfectly flush with the outside here. Also looks really nice. Here's the adjuster. Careful, if they ever do end up watching this, careful by pushing these knobs too far in. When I got it, it had it scratched a little bit. It still kind of does that. So thankfully, it's just the kind that you can kind of just like nudge out a bit, and it becomes fine. I noticed that this sticker here is paper. That's also fine. You know what? It's actually nicely on there. Let's just check if that's all good. Yeah, all good. I like these connectors. They're not big enough. Not on the DC output side, because the DC output can handle 20 amps. But this is 12 gauge wire, which is actually what's usually used for 20 amp loads. 20 amps is the maximum, but you want to size it in case that happens. The input side's fine. The output side is a little on the small side. The connectors that it came with are definitely these guys. They gave the same size connector for the input and the output. They work for the input. The output, these guys are a little small. I'd size them for 14 to 12 gauge. These look their size more like for 18 to 16 gauge. Anyway, I soldered on this classic connector that's used in a lot of computer power supplies. They go true ground, neutral, line, or live. Whereas this connector, like many other connectors of similar styles, like the trapezoidal connector, I think it's called a Euro connector. Anyway, I don't know what this one's called, but usually has the... Oh, son of a bitch, it's melted. Oh, whoops, sorry for the swear word. Anyway, let me just get wire cutters and touch this up. A little bit of plastic surgery. Oh, ha, didn't even mean that. Because it's made of plastic. But there we go. You know, it doesn't even matter because it's not the kind of connector where it sits flush on the surface anyway, which is actually useful in this case because whoops. But yeah, so I had to kind of cross the lines. As much as Ghostbusters might tell you that that's not a good thing, in this case I had to go for it. So anyway, that was a bad joke. Moving on. Let's find a plug. I will be right back again. Okay, sorry for the... Ow, son of a bitch, my knee. Sorry for the swear again. So now we have a plug. Let's power it up for the first time. Let's close that. Nice. Okay, let's get these out of the way. I don't want to short the output first thing. Okay, so... plug. Here we are. And okay, let there be light. Oh, and don't try this at home. Like, yeah. So don't try this at home unless you know what you're doing. And if you do, use gloves. Hey, we have power. Power. Okay, let's start messing around. Ish. Okay, so this is 28.2. That is very interesting. So it came with a maximum voltage of 24, or it said. This is 28.1. I'm gonna suspect that this is correct, that they just kind of programmed it and let it go. So, interesting. Also, very sorry for the flashing screen. I guess they're using some kind of pulse width modulated signal. Or some kind of update that keeps turning it off. I can't really change that. It's just a combination of the pulse going to this, the pulsed power to this display, and the frame rate of the camera. Nothing I can really do about that. Well, there is, but it would require a lot more editing, and I don't really want to do that. Anyway, so it goes up to 28, goes down to... Wow, this thing updates really slowly. I'm already at the bottom. This thing should be 0. Okay, so that's... Oh, that's cool. It gets higher precision when you get to... I wonder if it has actually statistically higher precision or not statistically. If it actually has mathematically higher precision or some higher capability, or if it's just that they chose a 3-digit display and it's just as accurate at any. I'm suspecting the second one. But that's really cool. I like that. It's a cool feature, and this isn't just like 3 individual things. This is 1 unit. So they bought a unit that came with 3 decimal places, or rather with two potential decimal places for single digits. So it's kind of, it logarithmically approaches what the actual value is, it seems to be, which is interesting. I wonder if that's a capacitor thing or programmatic issue, or it's not so much an issue. More just kind of a feature. Sorry about the lighting. This is just a lamp. It's pretty bright. It's a little bit too bright with the reflective surface, but whatever. Oh, actually, yeah, no, it actually approaches that. So I'm betting you that that is some kind of... I don't know. I'd have to open it up to see, and I don't really want to open it up because I bought it so that I don't have to make one myself. Now, why did I choose a 24-volt variable power supply with 20 amp current? So, as we said, as I said in the last video, the power supply, or the maximum current requirement from the let's see. So it dials up really fast. It delays on the down. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. On the last video, or maybe 2 videos ago, I described the power requirement for my high voltage circuit, and it said it needed 15 to 20 amps. So that's why I needed this power supply, and it needed 12 to 30 volts. Didn't really want to go full 30, so I went 12 to 24, or well, in this case it's 0 to 24, but you know, 12 is within there, so I'll just not bring it below 12. So let's see if I can get it at 11, 12. Let's leave it at like, I'd do it at like 12.1, 12.2, just to be sure, 12.3, just to be sure that it is above 12. I don't want to undervolt it, because I think things can go bad if I do that with a ZVS driver, but it's my first time using one, so we'll see. Yes, that's why I chose this. I'm also not certain if I need each. I'm gonna get my wrist away from that. Yeah. I'm not sure if 20 like just below 20 amps can be supplied from any individual pair. So this negative, these 3 are positive. I'm not sure if it's any individual 3 can do that, or an individual pair, or if it's that all 3 pairs combined are able to, but individually they aren't. I have it set up individually because my thinking is like, well, why would they? Well, it doesn't look like they're separated in any way. I mean, just as far as I can see into there. But so yeah, I'm really hoping it's that, because I don't want to waste the extra wire. Have just kind of that much wire coming off of it. So yeah, next is the interrupter box, which I'm going to use. I've kind of got started already with this and this bit. So it's going to have that red thing on it, and it's going to have this line going in from this side, or from this side, and it's going to have the other line coming out the other side. So it's going to go power source, interrupter, that. But I think I'm going to need, oh, fuck my life. I might need another component. I don't think so. But I'm worried about inrush current. I've seen people online use ZVS drivers with switching power supplies and be fine. But I'm not sure. I'm tempted to just kind of say fuck it. I think I'm gonna say fuck it for now, because I've done so much research for this, and I don't really want to. I feel like if I open that box, I'm just gonna find another box that I need to open, and find another box and another box, and I'm gonna end up with a system way more complicated than it needed to be for something that should have been really simple. Like, I've seen guys do this like with all the components mounted onto like a plank, like literally a 2x4. So I think I'm already way overthinking this, but again, this is, well, actually I didn't say this. This is enough energy to kill me if I touch the wrong component at the wrong time. So I am not taking any chances with it, because like with like fire and stuff like that, there's kind of like a delay between it's like boom, even really tiny delay that you can sometimes see. So that's like, I used to do experiments like rocket fuel and stuff, and I could actually see when it was about to light on fire with like rocket candy and stuff like that, like a sugar and potassium. I don't know if I should say that out loud. Sugar, and I've heard some people call it potassium-based oxygen. Anyway, yeah, so that kind of stuff you can see right before shit's about to hit the fan. But electricity, you know, you don't know, because you either know it didn't get you, or you don't. Yeah, anyway, just a quick update. Thanks. I will try to put this together as fast as possible and get a test going. See you next time.